The Apple Pencil is one of the most revolutionary products Apple has made in years. Paired with its great system functions and low latency, the stylus is unmatched in the market. A lot of artists use the Apple Pencil as their go-to tool to do a lot of their work for them. But I'm no artist. I don't draw or paint or any of that stuff. I just can't do it. I'm not any good at it. But I do find the Apple Pencil incredibly useful. So today I wanted to take a look at a few things that the Apple Pencil is good at for non-artists. So the first instance of using an Apple Pencil for non-artists that I want to talk about is marking up documents. Marking up documents are something I do every single day. Most of the time it's me marking up scripts that I'm currently working on. But there's also a lot of other things that I use it for. So taking handwritten notes. I've talked a lot about using Notability and other apps like GoodNotes for doing marking up documents and taking handwritten notes. These are great apps to check out. They also have a bonus feature of being able to simulate paper. So in Notability, you can go in and tell it if you want line paper or graph paper, if that's something you need. It's a really handy feature. The other thing I do a lot of is filling in PDFs. So a lot of times I get PDFs sent to me that I either need to sign and send back or fill in some information for. And a lot of times what used to happen is people would have to print them out, write all their information in, sign them, scan them back in, and then email them. Right now, I can just get the PDF, and within the Mail app, I can mark up the document, sign it, and send it all back. So some of the stuff I am talking about today is iOS 11 only. So it may not be an iOS 10 that you're currently running on your iPad, but it is coming and it'll probably be here in September. So the other one that I want to talk about is iOS 11's Notes app. Notes got a huge update again. Apple really seems to care about the Notes app now, and I'm really happy about that. Now what was before what was called Draw Kit is now Pencil Kit. And what this basically means is anywhere that I'm using the Apple Pencil in Notes, if I start drawing there, it will recognize that and it'll start drawing. You don't have to go into a native drawing application anymore, drawing mode to start doing it. You just start marking up the document right then and there. And you still get all the great tools that are draw, markup, highlight, all those other great stuff that's there that was in the previous version is still there. It's just now easier to get to and you can kind of just start working anywhere. The other great feature in Notes is the ability to take the Apple Pencil and while the lock screen's on, take the Apple Pencil and double tap the lock screen. What this will do will kind of sort of unlock your iPad, but it'll just unlock your iPad to a new Notes document. Here you can just start taking handwritten notes. The other notes are still sandboxed off until you go in and unlock your device completely, so it is completely secure. The final feature in Apple Notes that is really worth mentioning is handwriting recognition. So now if I'm using Notes and I'm handwriting a bunch of notes, it'll start OCRing it. So that means when I go back to Spotlight, and this does take about a minute or so for it to actually show up, I can start searching for that text, and that text will become searchable, and I can now get to that note from Spotlight. So no longer is it only recognizing text, like typed text. It is recognizing handwritten text, which is a pretty cool feature. Probably the second big use case for the Apple Pencil for me is using it in apps like LumaFusion and Ferrite. So I do all my video editing in LumaFusion, and I do a lot of audio editing in Ferrite. And what the Apple Pencil has allowed me to do is it's allowed me to change up the way I hold things, and it's really helped with any RSI issues I have. All my RSI issues are kind of early on, but I really want to prevent them from happening. And the Apple Pencil is one of the tools that I have found that's really helped that a lot. Another cool use case of iOS 11 with the Apple Pencil is marking up screenshots. So now when you take a screenshot, it flies into the bottom left-hand corner. You can tap on it and start using the Apple Pencil to mark up and highlight what you need to do and share it right there. You don't have to go into the camera roll and find the screenshot and do the markup stuff from there or put it into a second app like Annotatable or Pinpoint or something like that. It's all built right there, and it's really handy to have. The new iPads make the Apple Pencil really interesting too. Now with their 120 Hz refresh rate, they're able to do more stuff with the Apple Pencil, and it makes that latency so much smaller. I believe Apple said they got the latency down to 20 milliseconds down from 50, which is insane. I don't know. I've kind of seen it drawn on the new iPads, and I can't really tell the difference between that and a pencil, because it just seems like it's instant. I don't even think you can count 20 milliseconds. So if you're one of the people with a new iPad, I highly recommend you check out the Apple Pencil with it. The last big use case that I do for using the Apple Pencil is navigation. And I kind of alluded to this one when I was talking about LumaFusion and Ferrite, how I use the Apple Pencil to make changes to the UI, to navigate through the UI. It's really handy. Unfortunately, you can't get to all the stuff. So in iOS 11, you can't bring up the dock with it. You can't bring down Notification Center. So it doesn't work for everything. But for tapping apps, tapping around, moving around in Safari, reading things, it's really handy. Again, it really helps with if you have RSI issues. Kind of wanted to give one last bonus tip. It really has nothing to do about using the Apple Pencil on the iPad, but more or less to do with storage. On the iPad, there's no place to store the Apple Pencil, and that's a little weird, especially for Apple. They usually think of all these kinds of things, but to be honest, I wouldn't even know where to store the Apple Pencil unless there was some sort of magnetic connector between the two, but even still that could be knocked off, so I don't think that would be ideal. But there's two things that I do use for the Apple Pencil. I have this stand for the Apple Pencil that I just keep on my desk, so when I'm working at my desk I can just plop my Apple Pencil in there and pick it up really quickly. I'm not one of the people that has a problem with the Apple Pencil rolling away. For those that don't know, the Apple Pencil is actually weighted, so it is a perfect cylinder, but it's weighted so that it won't just roll off your desk. But I keep it in this stand just so I can grab it quickly, make changes, and put it right back. I always know where it is. Also, on my iPad, I have a pin loop attached to the back, and I got this idea from Mike Hurley of the Relay FN network. I'll see if I can find his blog post and link it below, because he had some other cool things in there for the Apple Pencil. But basically, I just put this pin loop on the back of my iPad, and normally I'm not one that's okay with stickers and other things on the back of my Apple devices. But in this case, it added so much function that it was kind of worth it. So now when I'm traveling, I can put my Apple Pencil in the loop, and it's always there. So these are a lot of my use cases for using the Apple Pencil for non-artists. I'm sure there's more out there, and if there's something I missed that you use the Apple Pencil for, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.